Hi guys, welcome back to the Naio Nails channel. Today it's Meg and we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Okay guys, let's get into it. So the first colour that you're going to need is cracked ice. I begin by doing a layer of this over all my nails. When you're doing cat eye, I do tend to find that doing one nail at a time works best. Just for example, if you were to paint this first coat on all of your nails and then go in with your magnet, sometimes by the time you get to your last finger, the first one has lost its like pigment and it's moved around a little bit, I do find. So if you're a beginner especially and you're just getting used to doing cat eye nails, that's something to think about. So I'm gonna go here and just pop my first coat on. I'm gonna get my shape that I want out of the cat eye polish, and then now I'm going to go in with my second coat after curing the first layer. So this layer is the most important because this is the one that is going to leave you essentially with your finished look. So again, I've already done my thumb, I flash cured it. Now I'm moving on to my second nail. So you can see here the colour is gorgeous. It's got full pigment, there's no like sheer areas. I've just taken my magnet here and I'm just moving around that product to the desired look that I want. I was going for a sort of diagonal effect here so that when I do move my finger, you get that reflection, as you can see. So that's them all done and cured. They look gorgeous. This is a very versatile colour because it's got a little bit of silver in it. You can then use one of our jelly polishes to go over the top to give it a different tint and you still get the cat eye effect. So that's something to think about. So my next step in this sort of freestyle, I guess, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I had a couple of inspo pictures up and kind of just went with the flow. I decided to mix these two lovely colours together, and then I am just airbrushing in some patches of this colour just to give the base of my nail a little bit more dimension and just generally a bit more of a fun base, because I do love the cracked ice on its own, but I did want this set to have multiple tones to it. You'll see by the end it has a really nice base underneath the 3D bobbles that I do, and I do believe that that was from bringing in this sort of secondary colour on top of cracked ice. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of my nails now and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay guys, so I've just finished that. Look how cute that looks. You could easily just leave that now as a set if you fancied. They look really effective. I've just cleaned up around my cuticle areas with some acetone and a little brush. And then the next step was Lady of the Lake. So this is one of our platinum colours. This is pure glitter pigment. It is very fine, but I mean, it's probably the most glitzy type of gel polish that we offer. All of the shades are beautiful, but if you do want something that's very fine, it's not chunky, and it's got full coverage as a glitter, then our platinum range is the one for you. So make sure to go and check them out. I've used this one because I felt the colour contrasted against the cracked ice and the other two shades I added in with the airbrush really nicely, and they just contrasted the chrome powder that I'm going to use now, which is the cat eye effect chrome powder we have. Kind of like an oil spill effect. It's a little bit green and purple. I just rub it on top of the colour. I haven't done anything fancy to this nail right now. I've not prepped it like I would with a normal chrome nail. I just wanted this pigment on top of those bubbles. So I've just taken a really small amount of the product and just rubbed it directly on top of the platinum shade that I've applied here, as you can see, just so that when I put my 3D ball on top of it, you'll be able to see that cat eye effect underneath, which is really nice. So the reason I used the platinum colour underneath was because I wanted that colour to just pop and stand out as much as possible. Also, I'm really sorry guys if you are listening to me thinking, what's wrong with you? My voice sounds so messed up. I'm trying to speak as clearly as I can, but I'm ill. My whole household has been, you know, taken down with the cold, flu slash, you know, viral thing, whatever, that lasts like 2 weeks. So we are all really ill. So me voiceovering makes my voice really dry. So I do apologise if I sound a little bit sick. I'm trying to speak as clearly as possible. So anyway, I'm going to give myself a little rest here and I will carry on applying all of my patches that I want to add the chrome powder to, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, that's all done. Looks really cool. So I'm going to take the nail tip gel adhesive / sculpting gel that we now offer. If you watch my videos, you'll know that I use this in almost every set now. I'm obsessed. It's quite unhealthy actually. I feel like this is going to be my favourite product of the year, and I will shout about it in every video because it deserves it. It's like an unbelievable product. I will do a separate video just based on this and everything that I can do with it to show you. But I did want to create some 3D balls today on top of my nails, like little bubbles. With the thumb, I did begin with just the bubble look, and then as I went through each nail on my hand, I decided to add different shapes. So that's why you'll see some are balls and some are like wiggly lines. I just thought it would add a little bit more of an interesting look, but look how easy that is. I've just placed it on, just a small amount using my glove. And as long as you're not too hot and the room is not too hot, they don't stick to the glove. I have found that if you're really, really warm, you may need to use a little bit of slip solution on your glove just to stop it from sticking to you, but generally I don't have any issues with it. I've got used to using the product now, so I just find that as long as the room's a little bit colder and my hands are not hot, you're all good. So I'm just popping it on now. You don't really need to panic using this product. You can see here I've done that now and I've just cured it as I go, but the product self-levels, so if you do have any dents, don't panic. You can just leave it for like 5 to 10 seconds and it will start to level itself out. So once I did that and I cured them all, I make sure that I do cure this product for about 90 seconds. I find that regardless of if it's fully cured or not, it does still have a little bit of movement. It doesn't change the shape or anything like that. It doesn't come off. It just still has a little bit of movement to it. So it's not dead solid. So if you find that with your product when you're using it and you think, oh, is that fully cured? It is. It's just a little bit soft as a whole. So I'm just going to go over now with top coat over every single nail because we're going to be going in a minute with some chrome powder. Fabulous, so that's that done. Another step towards the finished result. I'm going to go in with a buffing block now and make sure that it's a fresh one. You really want this to be buffed out properly in between all of your layers because we are going to be going in with our chrome powder in a second, like I said. So we're going to be using Serious Black in a minute just to cuff around all of the bubbles and the 3D sections that I did. I just wanted to create an outline and then some abstract lines just around the nail where the chrome powder is going to go. So I've just taken a fine liner brush and I'm just going to go around the bubbles, and then, like I said a second ago, I'm just going to create some random squiggly lines around the nails. Once I've done that on every single nail and they are cured for 60 seconds, we will move on to the chrome powder in a moment. Amazing, so I think that's me done. I'm now going in with one of our silver chrome powder pens. I do tend to use my sponges with a lot of these things. I just find that for me it works a little bit better. I've got a bit more control as to where I want the product to be, because I just tend to use the edge of the sponge rather than the whole section. So you can find any of our products here today. The chrome powders are incredible. And obviously you've got our 3D product too, along with all our gel polishes, so check out the description box below for that. So the finished result is done. I'm just going to place top coat now over all of the nails. They look really cool. It was something very different for me. I've never worn anything this edgy before myself personally, but I did love them in the end. Look how cool that is. So this is a really easy design, easy tutorial using all of our products. They will all be linked down below. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this design and if you want to see more like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.